Today's going to be fun. And by that, I mean it might not be fun for some of you, but it's very necessary. We're just going to ask one tough question. And it's around the conversation of self-awareness. And so the question that I'm asking you today is the boat better because you're in it? Let's talk about it.
The Creator Podcast.
My name is Dion Williams, aka Dion Does, and I truly believe that we were all created in the image of the ultimate creator, and therefore it's in us all to create. And this show aims to help you and I both level up in this four-dimensional game of life so that we can go out and create for good, whether that's for ourselves, our family, the community around us, but all of this a part of a generational vision of a family of creators coming together to be the difference. Creator fam, welcome back to the Creator Podcast. I appreciate the heck out of you guys. Self-awareness, man. Very, very important topic. We don't give it enough attention, though, because it hurts. Anytime we got to keep it real, even if it's just with ourselves, not even keeping it real with others, like just looking at things for what they really are and who we really are, it can get uncomfortable. And it takes some guts to be able to move forward even when you feel that feeling. And most people pull back, and so they never have these kind of conversations. But as a family of creators, these are the convos that we embrace often. So I'm asking you, is the boat better because you are in it? Which is also our principle. All right. I actually don't even remember which pastor I heard this from, but I actually remember this from church. And it's crazy. I remember the message. It stuck with me literally for years. We're probably talking 5-6 years, but I can't remember which one it was. But I really do remember the message. And so it's inspired, again, from church. This isn't anything you got to believe in God for, but it was the story of Jesus when Jesus was with his disciples and they were in the ship going across the Sea of Galilee, and there was a storm. And disciples are freaking out, right? Thinking they about to die. They run down. They like, Jesus, wake the fluff up, man. We scared. And then he wakes up and he calms the storm. And then, basically my pastor's point was, hey, Jesus really made an impact there. He was obviously very key in that situation. And the boat was better simply by him being in there. And how we should take that same accountability to the different areas of our life. And I can remember the season that I was in and asking myself, it was actually one of the biggest, one of the seasons where I've had some of the biggest growth of my life, like in terms of like leaping, like going from a D to a B, right? Like a big leap. And I still had a lot of work to do in a lot of areas. And that really, it really challenged me because it made me look at my marriage and say, man, and even when you ask the question and your answer might be yes, it still has you thinking in the area of improvement. And so you notice that, yeah, because that was my answer for my marriage. I was like, yeah, I definitely think I make my wife better, but not as much as I could. And there was just so much more room for growth. And I was like, are my kids' lives better because I'm their dad? Yeah, I definitely if I had to make the argument, I'm confident that I can get someone to say yes, but I probably don't have much wiggle room past that. It's not a heck yeah. It might be a yeah. And then it just got me to asking everything. And at that point, I was doing a discipleship class at the church, and then I asked myself that, yo, is this disciple group better because I'm in it? And the answer was nope. Now it wasn't worse because I was in it, but it wasn't better. I was just coming, kind of staying to myself. I was friendly with everyone, but I was there to get what I can get out of it, learn, grow, which are all good things. But I was more so just looking to learn. I wasn't really even in a position to give much because I was still learning a lot. And I didn't have a lot of confidence to teach anyone or even share much or even be as vulnerable as I am to you guys now, right? You got to think I'm a prideful ninja that like to, you know, just mind my own business and keep people out of mine. And so really wasn't trying to open up much. But after asking that question, I was like, man, well, in what ways can I make things better? You know? And it was crazy. Just that next meeting, I made sure when I got there a little early and I actually helped set up. I'm like, okay, I think that's a little bit, like I'm helping now. And then I stayed a little bit late and I helped like pack everything up because it was in like one of the side rooms of the church. And, you know, they don't always leave that room set up. And so when we're done, I helped break it down and everything. And and in doing that, I got to know some people, right? Even exchange numbers. And some of them I'm still friends with today. And so I was able to build relationships and check on people and hold them accountable to things, stuff even outside and beyond the group. And so it didn't take much, but I was able to make that boat better because I was there. And then that led to a ripple effect of a lot of things. Me just participating more, actually opening up, sharing insights that I was having as we were going through like different books and there was different printouts. And again, just telling some of my story. And then I would realize that just by sharing my story and being vulnerable and open a little bit, and again, not even anything crazy, nothing like I try to do with you guys today, but just sharing little things, other people would be like, oh, well, yeah, I'm going through that too. And then this, and then you get to talking. I'm like, oh, snap. I can make a difference. I don't have to be the pastor. And I think that's the thing that a lot of Christians struggle with is like, you don't need to have, you know, you don't need to study apologetics and know every argument for God's existence and handle every objection. No, a lot of times if you just share your story and what God's done for you, people like stories. They'll listen. And you never know what God might do with that. Don't overcomplicate it. But there's a lot of lessons that I learned there. But it set this new standard in my life that, yo, as much as I can, I'm going to make sure every boat that I'm in is better because I'm in it. And what do we mean by boats? Really anything, right? It could be your church. It could be any of your relationships with a brother, a friend, a spouse, right? Your kids, your really anything, right? A big one for me is clients. Like if you're going to give me money, I'm like, yo, is your life better because you gave me money? And when you ask yourself that question, you start getting crazy reviews, amazing testimonials, because you just start giving a fluff. And then you stop feeling bad about selling. Like when I first got into marketing and I was learning sales and all that stuff, some of the stuff I was learning, I would feel bad doing. Once you really got good at what you're doing and what you're selling, you don't think it's a bad thing. And you do it shamelessly, right? Because you know it's going to benefit them and it's literally going to make their life better. And that's my standard with every single thing that I sell. And if I can't get to that place of confidence, then there's no point. I got to get back into the lab. And so you can take this really anywhere. Is this business better because I'm in it, because I'm one of the partners? Is this football team better because I'm on there? This is also something I learned, this concept. I didn't know this back then in the way that I know it now, but I kind of learned that idea of providing value and making the boat better when I was trying out for varsity my first year. I made the freshman team, and I didn't even play much of the season because I had like some crazy issue. We were worried I had issues with my heart, so I didn't even finish that year. And my sophomore year, I didn't even play. Right? I'm remembering this right? No. What the fluff? No, I did JV. So it was my freshman year. Yeah, it was my freshman year that I set out. Like I don't even know if I might have played one game, and then I set out the entire year. And then my sophomore year, I did play JV. And then going into my junior year, I tried out for varsity. I started playing basketball in middle school. I just never felt like I just had to work a lot harder than other people to do certain things. Like I just wasn't that guy that was naturally gifted, like insane freak athlete. And like I just had to work really hard for a lot of what I got. I could hoop. I'll give you buckets. Stop playing. But I had to work hard. And so my confidence was not high trying out my junior year. because I played with a lot of the guys that were already on the team. They were at all the open gyms I went to, and it's like I could hang, but especially at point guard, I was like, man, there's ninjas that can dribble better than me, shoot better than me, got a better first step, all that stuff. I just didn't think I was that good, especially when you play like pickup, because most of it's offense, right? And so I had to get in the lab, and I was thinking, I was like, you know what, though? You know what I probably could? I didn't even like defense. Like, up until I made this decision, I was like, but I don't think anyone is crazy on defense. The starter from last year, who's going to be a senior this year, all the other guys that are better than me on offense, none of them are try that hard on defense. So I was like, you know what? And I talked to someone else that kind of helped spark this thought. I can't remember it exactly, but I said, you know what? I'm going to go in there and I'm just focus on defense. I'm going to do what I can on offense. I'm going to work on it and continue to try to improve, but I'm going to just be like, yo, I'm going to be the best defender on this court. And I promise y'all, up until then, I didn't give a fluff about defense. I didn't like it. I didn't like all the extra energy I had to expend. I just wanted to score points. And so I embraced that, and I ended up making the team. And that was my role, though. But what it did was it allowed me to be, especially in practice, man, I was always running the second string team. So I got a lot of reps against the starter. And that's because coach wanted me to be playing defense on the starter. And that actually got me a lot of playing time. Anytime I remember I would be hyped, like days before games. Like, I just embraced it. There would be an opponent that averaged 30. I'd stay up all night, be like, yo, I'm going to hold them to that was always my thing, 10 or under. I don't even want to get to line. I don't know if there's ever a time I didn't do that, though, when I really set out to it. And it was just because that was what I had. And that is what made the boat bigger, or a bit bigger, better, because I was in it. It wasn't my offense. It wasn't my leadership qualities. It was just, yo, I was just willing to play the defense. And so this message isn't so much as change yourself, adapt, be someone you're not in a way to find value. No, stay true to who you are, right? But at all times, in all relationships, in all organizations, in anything where you are a piece and not the whole, we want to ask the question, is the boat better because you are in it? Let's keep it simple like a pimple. Is that even a saying? I got to drop the beat on that. Is that simple like a pimple? Who says that? I made that up on the fly. I don't know if that's a thing. It just rhymes. Probably simple like a dimple's better. Not much is simple about a pimple. Or is it? Yeah, we got to start over. I'm gonna switch it. I'm sorry. That would just felt corny. All right, y'all. This is the part of the podcast where we like to put some feet to it. That means put it in action. Get running with the principle. All right? And let's keep it simple, people. Let's keep it simple like a dimple. There's no need to complicate this thing here. So I want you to take out your creator frame, which is the 4 dimensions of this game that we call life. And I want you to scan your faith, your relationships, your energy, and your economics. Those 4 different dimensions, and say, hey, what boats do I have in here? In this sea of my faith, right? Maybe you have discipleship groups or something. It could be your church. That's a great question, man. Is my church better because I'm a part of it? Are you volunteering? That's an easy way to fix that, right? Am I praying for the leaders? What am I doing here? Am I partnering? Am I tithing? Right? What do my offerings look like? Is this place better because I'm in it, or am I just looking here trying to take? Is my relationships, right? Whatever, my business, all of these things. I want you to find the boats that you have, the ships, whatever you want to call them. And then I want you to ask yourself, is the boat better because I'm in it? If it's yes, you're good. That's great. But maybe it's like I was feeling. Maybe it was like, technically, yes. Nope, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. Let's get some strong yeses. If you got a weak yes, how do you get to a strong yes? If you already have a strong yes, let's not get crazy. Just be grateful. That's good. We don't need to create a problem where there is none. Your homework is done. But if you ask yourself, and there's areas where you say, yo, I don't know if this is better because I'm in it or because I'm a part of it. We need to create an attack plan. How can you attack that? In what ways can you make fill in the blank better? And add as much or as little to that plan as you need to feel confident in it. If it's with your church and you said, you know what, I'm going to sign up. As soon as this lockdown's over, I'm going to start volunteering. Or maybe I'm going to call my church, see if there's something I could be doing from home to help the church. Or you know what, I haven't been tithing, haven't been giving anything. I'm going to start giving. These are things, very simple. Very, very simple. No need to complicate it past that. I'd be happy with one step to start, and you can add to it, but find a way and add as many steps as you need to make sure that you are confident in it, and then execute that. It's a 3-step process. We want to identify, then we want to attack, then we want to create the attack plan, and then we want to go out and attack. That's how we do it here as creators. You want more intel on that, please check out freecreatorcode.com so you can get the code that it is that we live by as this family of creators. Again, freecreatorcode.com. I love you guys. Stay safe. And until next time, God first. God bless.